Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and the Scarlet and Violet era of the Pokemon TCG has officially ended, kind of. I mean, it's not like the cards have all rotated, or any of them have rotated, and also there theoretically could be maybe more promos coming out, but all the sets have been printed and released that we're going to see of the Scarlet and Violet era, which is a really cool thing because now we can go and rank all the sets in the Scarlet and Violet era. And honestly, this video took me a really long time to make. I started making it like I don't know, a while ago, because I wanted to rate all the best cards in the game. Also, sorry, this was between dark mode and light mode. But anyways, yeah, you got the best cards in the game. I think I said 500 in the title. It's a little bit less, and then some of them, a lot of these actually didn't make the cut for being good enough. I wanted them to be competitively viable to rank, because I'm obviously not ranking every card in the game here. But you can take a look at this spreadsheet down below in the description, and I will be using this more in future videos. I'm going to be completely honest. It's far from perfect, right? There might be some like objective mistakes, like I could have had just an error because I got stuff from Limitless. Limitless does have a few errors. I noticed it was missing a few promo cards. I could not really find them very easily, but I did notice that. And also, there are some cards that obviously I could have just like typed something wrong, and I could have rated wrong. I mean, it is subjective, and I tried to be, considering consensus, but also my own opinions, obviously. So everyone has different opinions. Ultimately, a few points difference does not make that much of a difference here. But anyways, I did want to rank all the cards so I could get a complete overview, because in the past I've had myself rank the set just based on essentially like vibes, right? How good I think it is with like a few top cards and things like that. And you kind of miss the big picture. So there's some really surprising stuff. And not only do I think it's surprising, but I know it's surprising to you because I had you, the audience, rank these sets based on how good you thought they were. And while there are some that you agree with, there are some where you disagree with. And this is not objective, but I think it is a very solid look at the overview of the sets in the full picture. Because the way I did this was I gave each card a score on here, essentially from 1 to 49 or 1 through 50, something like that, and then add them all up. So if a set has more cards, then presumably it's going to be better, but all cards that are good. And then also if a set has better cards, obviously it's going to be better. And if it has like really good cards, those are going to be weighted a lot compared to the weaker cards, which are not super meaningful. And again, that's where like if I misread a card a little bit, it's not a huge deal. Obviously, I want to make it as accurate as possible, but also there's a lot of cards here. But with that out of the way, I guess there are two weird sets here as well. There are, I believe, 18 sets. The sets Blackbolt and White Flare, where they were released together and revealed together and stuff. I do have them as two separate sets. If you combine them together, they get better, obviously, but it's not a huge difference, as you'll kind of see. And then the mini sets as well. Like, these are mini sets, and I'm not like curving them. I felt like that wasn't fair. I mean, you'll kind of see as well. And then there are two sets that are really weird, and I was considering not reading them because, like, well, the one Scarlet and Violet Energy in the ones the Scarlet and Violet promos, which, as I said, there might be some missing. I thought Limitless. So at first, I thought Limitless like didn't have the promos right at all. But then when I looked more, it seems like they are right. And then I looked even more, and then they're not all right. So again, sorry if I am missing those. Also, comment that down below. That'd be super useful if you like notice I'm missing a card on the sheet. But anyways, yeah, I included those, and people rated them, and there's some really interesting data to talk about there. But also, it's kind of silly and it's less meaningful. But again, the sheet is something I spent a lot of time on, so you could check it out. You don't have to, but make sure you do subscribe. So this video took so long to make, and PCG Radio beat me to it. I started working on it like 2 weeks before I post this video, and then it's like a lot later now, and I'm even pre-recording this because I'm actually super busy right now with a lot of stuff going on. But the worst set in Standard is White Flare. Yeah. So White Flare is a brand new set, and it's small, right? And most of the cards here aren't super good. I will say there's like a decent amount of cards which are kind of okay, but as you flip through the set, it's not amazing. Oh, I didn't say this, but I am including secret rares. This matters more for some sets as well as reprints. So those are being included. I did say that in my poll or my Google form I made. I will say I did miss it for the first person who also I thought they like filled out before it even started. But anyways, yeah, so this set's okay. You got some like very solid like trainers or like special energy and support Pokemon. Jellicent EX is certainly a good card, but it's not. There's nothing really amazing here, and there's not a lot of solid cards either. This was one that people rated on the lower end of things. It's not the lowest, but it's low. It's got a 5.5 out of 10 here. Looking at what people said, is that that's on a scale of, I think it's 0 through 10. Might have been 1 through. No, yeah, it was 0 through 10. The next set I have here is it's Pokemon 151, or BU, as the abbreviation is, because it would be 151, but it can't be numbers, it's letters, and it can't just be like Pokemon. That's obviously kind of silly and not very specific. Anyways, yeah, 151, kind of similar idea here. This one was also rated, this one I think might have been rated the lowest. And yeah, it's pretty weak here. I will say, obviously, White Flare, as well as Blackbolt, and even some of the other sets this year are pretty new, so the data on them is a little less clear. Also, I will say with some cards, I'm including all their time in Standard and kind of how good they were through the course of it. It got a little weird and hard to distinguish with a few cards, but for the most part, most cards aren't like really good at one point and really bad at one point. Most of the time, they're like solid throughout it, like Dodrio. Dodrio's gone up and down, but it's not like Dodrio's been like amazing or horrendous. And yeah, this set isn't so strong. Like Dodrio is one of the better cards here. We look at something like Ditto, which is like it's a highly played card, but I don't think it's a super good card. I don't know if I'm crazy for that. Like it's been played a lot, but it's kind of fit decently into some decks, but certainly not the centerpiece here. And then I don't think this set. Oh, BUEX is very good. That's probably the best card here. And yeah, it's kind of whatever. Honestly, like it could definitely be the worst. Looking at the numbers I have here, it's pretty close to the bottom. Then we have the next set, which is Blackbolt. Yeah, this is the third of three special sets and mini sets in a row here. And yeah, being a mini set with less cards and generally weaker cards, more collector's focus, of course, will make you worse. Blackbolt here has, I don't know, I mean, has some, I'd say, better Pokemon. Honestly, I'm a little higher on something like Meloetta EX or Tortuga or things like that than average, so that could swing it a little bit. Also, Air Balloon is very good. Also, Professor's Research, that's in the set, and Pokegear. So those are really good cards. They are reprints. That doesn't really matter that they're in the set as far as I'm aware. Yeah, they're not like reprinted with a new regulation mark, but they are here. So that is very useful for them. Also, sorry about my voice. Yeah, I've been pre-recording a bunch, so it's a little tired here. But yeah, research, as well as just a slightly better set of cards than White Flare and 151 boosted up here. And again, the community ratings are pretty similar, kind of in that low to mid fives. Then we have the first regular set, which is Obsidian Flames, and this one came out, I think, near the top. I just have the list of numbers. It's kind of annoying to look through on my phone, which I'm referencing here. But it got a 7. 7 was one of the highest. I'm not going to go over all of the ratings, but yeah, Obsidian Flames was rated higher because it has good high-end cards, notably Charizard EX here, and also Pidgeot EX. It also has Arven. Those are very good cards. That being said, the rest of the set is pretty bad. There's a lot of cards that are just very underwhelming. Something like Team Star Grunt, Pokemon League HQ. These just aren't super impactful cards. I mean, Pokemon League HQ, I guess, is better than Team Star Grunt, but like it's played. But that's not it. It's played, but it's not super impactful, right? It's kind of meh. It's all right. And there's a bunch of cards here that are kind of all right. Like, let's see, Clawfie X. I guess it's not. It's probably a little worse than all right here. And I don't know, Toadschool EX. I mean, it's pretty slim pickings here, right? So it doesn't really have the depth. It's like a few really good cards. And I think that's what people kind of remember when you think of Obsidian Flames. You think of Charizard EX. It's a very good card. That being said, the rest of the set is pretty underwhelming, and so it comes down as the lowest regular set, which is pretty interesting here. Then we have the next set, which is Scarlet and Violet Energy. What? I'm not gonna lie, I had like an impossible time reading this. Also, apparently everyone voting had an impossible time. I think I said that 151 was the lowest rated set by you, but I was wrong. No, it's Scarlet Violet Energy, which is the energies. This is actually looking at Limitless. You can see the percentage of cards that are in the competitive database. So you can look at like Blackbolt here. Oh, I thought I was going to show only the cards in the competitive database, but some of them are. You can do it using like advanced search features. And then you can look at the different sets, and Scarlet Violet Energy has a 100% competitive card rate, which is like good, obviously, but there's only 8 cards that are unique in this set, and so that's not so good, right? And it's honestly like very hard to rank these cards. Like obviously they're important, but they're like so different, but they're also so boring. It's so weird. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too much to say about this one in terms of being kind of objective. Honestly, rating these cards was kind of impossible, so let me down below in the comments what your thoughts are on them. I honestly didn't put too much thought into them, but I figured it was like funny what people would say, and they said that they're really bad because they're really boring, right? I guess, and they're like, I mean, they're good, but they're not like insane. I don't know. Then we have the next set here, another main set, which is Stellar Crown. If you're not familiar, in Japan, Pokemon has sets, but they're generally smaller. Then you get one or two sets combined to make an international set. Stellar Crown was mostly one set with some other like kind of filler tossed in, versus something like Twilight Masquerade. I believe the next set had. Wait, no, that was not the next set. I think the previous set had multiple sets put together. Same thing with like Surging Sparks. So this ended up having weaker cards as well. This one was one that people thought was like pretty solid. It's not like bad. I definitely say it's all right. A lot of the ones in here are they're kind of mediocre, right? And so this one has some decent cards with like the Terapagos package, but I mean that's mostly it. And the Terapagos package isn't like crazy. There's some good trainers as well, like Briar and Crispin and stuff. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're bad, but it could definitely be better. It's kind of like Obsidian Flames, where it really has one deck, some other solid trainers, and some fun Pokemon as well. You look at something like Morotom. I don't even think I ranked or rated Morotom. It's just not very good, but it's kind of funny. Hadrapple EX, Cinderace EX, just kind of mediocre to bad cards. But you also have Joltik. That's a good card. Not talking about every good card in this video, but that is pretty good there. But again, overall, just not enough good cards, and also it doesn't have like insane cards here either. Though I mean, the Terapagos package cards are pretty good, like Noctowl. Then we have the next set here, which is the actual next set, I believe, which is Surging Sparks. Surging Sparks here comes up a little above it, a little lower rated by you, but like still in the 6 range. And yeah, Surging Sparks is again, I mean, it's actually a more well-rounded set, so it's pretty different than the other ones we've seen, but well-rounded as in like kind of weak. And like you got Archaludon EX, which is I think the best deck here. You got Archaludon EX, Ceruledge EX. You also have Latias EX, a very good card, Pikachu EX as well. So some really solid EXs. In terms of EXs, it has some of the best selection of any of the sets here. Milotic EX as well, a very solid one. That being said, you look at the other cards, the trainers are kind of meh. I mean, the ace specs, honestly, they're kind of hard to rank, but they're not insane here, really. The other trainers, again, not insane. And so obviously, trainers are very important. Trainers are, like I said, with good trainers is very, very important. So it's okay. It doesn't have any like staples outside, I guess, Latias EX, which is like kind of a staple, and it's a solid set, but nothing crazy here either. The next set, though, is another mini set. This one's very different. This one was rated very highly by you, the viewers. Actually, yeah, I believe it is the highest rated set. No, second highest rated set. That being said, it doesn't have a lot of cards, right? It has I think 64 unique cards, which is like not a lot. That's really the only thing here holding it back, because it has some insanely good cards. You look at Pheasantipede EX, Dusknoir. It actually has Monkey Dory. Wait, no, does it have Monkey Dory? I thought it did. Yeah, it has Monkey Dory as a secret rare, whatever it's called. It actually has like basic energies, Earthen Vessel, some like a solid. I mean, not amazing trainers. Night Stretcher is pretty good, right? Closest Nasty is not bad. But, it's got like Night Stretcher, Pheasantipede EX, Monkey Dory, and Dusknoir, which are just amazing cards, but it just doesn't have enough cards to really make it further than this. It's a very good mini set for what it has, but it just doesn't have that many cards, right? Then we have the next set. This one is very different. This one is Journey Together. Journey Together rated much lower by you. This set honestly kind of surprised me that it's here. I mean, a big reason why it's here. Okay, I'm not going to lie. So with my rating criteria of the cards, I want to rank them based on power. In the past, I've ranked them based on both power and versatility, which I've used for some things. Versatility is a bit of a factor here, but not much of a factor. So Journey Together, as well as Destined Rivals, come out pretty high here because the trainers Pokemon support cards like Hop's Choice Band, I think are ranked as like the 10th best card in the game because it's like super good, but it's also very niche, right? So I didn't really account for the fact that it's very niche that much. Same thing with Lily's Pearl, and honestly, like a lot of these trainers Pokemon support cards. That being said, there's also a lot of different cards that kind of work together in a deck, and they're all going to be in this set. All the Hop stuff, all the N stuff. There's Lily's Clefairy EX, well, a very nice card. And overall, the set's pretty solid here. It's not an insane set, but again, it's pretty decent. As I said, you could make an argument that these cards are weaker, or the set is weaker, and the cards I like rated because my criteria was a little weird for specifically these. But I mean, like Enzorg EX has proven itself to be a good deck, not an insane deck, but a good deck here. The hop stuff has been definitely pretty decent. So I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on specifically this set, as well as Destined Rivals, which we'll get to a little bit later in the video down below in the comment section. Though, of course, any of the stuff as well I'd love to hear about. But then we have the next set here, which is Temporal Forces. Temporal Forces is, I believe, the second of the Paradox sets. This one was rated pretty highly by you, near the upper end in the sevens here. And it's a solid set, right? You have stuff like Iron Leaves EX, which is good. You got just a lot of very strong basic Pokemon EX. You have Roaring Moon as well, the single prizer. You also have Prime Catcher and some very solid trainers in this set. It's not really the flashiest set around, but like Raging Bolt EX is very good. Dunsparce is very solid. Overall, a bunch of solid cards here. Not a truly amazing set in the terms of really anything. I mean, it has a variety of good cards. Nothing truly crazy, I wouldn't say, but definitely a very strong set here. Not the biggest, especially kind of like not introducing a new mechanic. But I mean, you got Prime Catcher, which was wait, did I get my sets wrong? No, I think it's right. Yeah, this introduced the A specs, I believe. So that's cool, but like compared to something like I don't know, something introducing the tag teams, right? Team Up, it's not quite the same, but it's still pretty good there. Then we have the next set here, which is Pel Evolve. This one was rated pretty much where I have it as well by you. And so yeah, I mean it's good, right? When you look at it, the Pokemon are not so good though. Chien-Pao EX I think is the best Pokemon in this set. Well, no, the best like attacking Pokemon / deck focus in the set. Squawkabilly EX is very good, but it's just one Pokemon. Then you look at the cast of trainers and you're like, oh, Boss's Orders, Artizone, Iono, Super Rod, Superior Energy Retrieval. Like there's some really good cards here. Also, Choice Belt, this one's kind of weird because it's like terrible in standard, but it was good when it came out, I guess. But it wasn't even reprinted with a. It was reprinted, but it didn't like do anything. Regardless, it's a very strong set with this cast of trainers, which are honestly crazy. Like Iono and Boss's Orders, I believe I have as the best and second best cards in the game. It's not like they're drastically above their competition, but they are very good. Squawkabilly EX is also up there. Definitely one of the top 10 Pokemon in the game. And overall, a very solid set of cards. Also, I will say, I'm pretty sure I had Mimikyu like pretty high, probably higher than it deserves, but I'm a big fan of Mimikyu. And overall, just a really interesting set. Very different than a lot of the other ones we'll take a look at here. And we've already taken a look at, but definitely very strong here. Then we have the next set here, which is Destined Rivals. This one was rated a little lower by you, kind of like in the middle, but not too far off either. And with this set, it's interesting because it's a set that contains Trainers Pokemon again, which, as I said, are kind of overrated on this scale I've used. Stuff like some of the Cynthia support and Rocket support, which there's so much of, but the Rocket support cards are good as well. Pretty much all of them are good within the context of a certain deck, which isn't so good. So it's kind of weird to rank them. But definitely an interesting set here. Obviously, a lot of cards, a lot of Trainers Pokemon, a lot of decks here that came out of it, which is really interesting. You see Cynthia's, Ethan's, Marnie's, Rockets, just some very like decent deck. Nothing true decks, nothing truly insane here, but definitely decent. And some, I'd say a weaker cast of trainers in the context of versatility, but in terms of power, they're pretty good, right? Not insane, but pretty nice. Now we have the next set here, which is Paradox Rift. This set was rated, oh, I misread this. It's rated third. I clicked on Blipbug by you, the viewers, with an 8 here. And yeah, Paradox Rift is pretty good. Paradox Rift here coming in at 5th or 6th, depending how you count it. And yeah, Paradox Rift has stuff like Iron Hands EX, and it has the Paradox Pokemon, right? Roaring Moon EX, Broop on it. It also has some very solid trainers, Professor Saw's Vitality and Turbo Scenario, also the technical machines, like the good ones. Overall, a very solid set of cards, Earth and Vessel as well. So some good Pokemon, some good trainers. I'd say this is like the definition of a good set. Obviously, it could be better. There are better sets, but it's a very decent set here, and I think a lot of people who watch this also agreed. Then we have the next set here. This is Twilight Masquerade. I'd say this one's in a similar boat. This one was actually rated the highest of any of the sets here at an 8.6, which is very, very high here with a lot of good cards. Of course, you have Tealmess, Ogerpon EX, you have Where's Dragapult? It's in type order. Dragapult EX, Bloodmere Saluna EX, It also has, I feel like there's another, oh, it has a Monkey Dory, so a lot of very strong cards. Iron Thorns EX as well. So in terms of high-end cards, this is even more, but it's quite impressive there. They are Pokemon, they're a little less versatile. I'd say a little less powerful than some of the great trainers, but they are still very, very good. And this set also has some like okay trainers. It's not the strongest set, but it's not bad either. And again, it has some depth and like some different cards that could be used in different situations. Obviously, Monkey Door is for style, but there's a bunch of them here. So overall, a very, very decent set here. I think it's a little overrated in terms of general public's view of it because I mean, you look at the cards and they are good and they shape the game to an extent, specifically because they're decks, but it is a more Pokemon focused set here. Pokemon are important, but trainers are also important. And I think trainers are more forgotten about because, I mean, they fade more into the background and that makes a lot of sense. But the Pokemon in this set are amazing. The trainers are kind of meh. Now we have the next set. This again is another very opposite set here. This was the second highest rated set behind Twilight Masquerade. This is Scarlet and Violet coming in at fourth/third. And Scarlet and Violet here is a very, very good set. Not because of its Pokemon, though. The Pokemon I don't think are very good. He got Gardevoir EX, which is very good. And Miraidon EX, which is solid. And some other decent Pokemon. It's not like horrendous, but it could definitely be a lot better. But then it's got the trainers, right? This is the first set of the Scarlet and Violet block, obviously, unless you count the promos and the energies. And yeah, it has these staple trainers. Not all of them, but it has a Research, Penny, Arvin, Crushing Hammer's not bad, Nest Ball, Ultra Ball. It just has so many amazing trainers in the set. And so yeah, obviously it's up here pretty high because it's got like a lot of cards that are featured in a lot of decks, and Gardevoir EX as well is good, and a lot of the pieces in that deck are in this set as well. So definitely a good set, but for very different reasons than Twilight Masquerade, which is pretty interesting. Now we come to the top three, and these are going to be controversial, I guess, because number three is Paldea and Fates. What? Paldea and Fates? Yeah, it's got these cards. And if you don't count these, then it's not very good. But yeah, so the way this works is that, uh-oh, my computer's really hot. Okay, well, hopefully that's fine. And hopefully you can't hear it, so that'd be awkward. But Paldea and Fates here has like some mediocre cards here, and it's mostly reprints. You got like Armrouge, Mimikyu, Espath 3EX is new, but it's kind of meh. But then you get to the trainers, which are also like fine. Like Charizard DX obviously is good. But then these cards, these aren't like all amazing, but these are a very solid set of cards. You got like Armrouge, you got, I mean, like even Dundo's, Tatsugiri, and Palafin, they're okay cards. They're not, I don't think most of these made the cut, but some did. Excalibur, Luxray, just a wide variety of very, very solid, decent cards here, and there's just so many of them. And they're not part of the regular set, but they are part of the set. And again, they are very good. You got like Mew EX and Gardevoir EX and Charizard EX and Miraidon EX and Arvin and like Judge. I mean, this is crazy, right? This has so many good cards, and this set was rated kind of in the middle by the viewers, because I mean, it's like, kind of it's kind of weird, right? A lot of the cards aren't in the main set. The main set is okay. It's not, I don't know where it would rank. Obviously, we do have the Gardevoir and Charizard, but it's not like absurd, I wouldn't say, but it's not bad either. But anyways, yeah, this one's pretty interesting here, and it still gets interesting even more so with Scarlet and Violet promos. The second set here, this isn't even a set. You can't buy packs of this, but it is a like set or something. I don't know. There's like a set symbol on it, which is SVP, and that is the Scarlet and Violet promos, which contain previous promos, and honestly just a weird set of cards. If you could, I don't think there's anyone who could just name off all these and has like even a decent idea of what all the promos are. Because like they're just random cards, but there's a lot of really good cards here as well. You look at and you're like, oh, it's Cleffa. That's not Cleffa. It's Cleffa. That's the other Cleffa. What? Yeah, there's a lot of wacky stuff. There's like a bunch of Pikachu EXs. Like there's all these cards you didn't even know existed. There's like what Greninja? There's this Greninja EX, and there's just so many random cards here. As I said, I think there's a few missing. There's like the Destined Rivals pre-release promos, which do exist and aren't here. But anyways, there's a lot of really, really good cards in this set, quote unquote. So yeah, I mean, it's very good, very unsatisfying of an answer, but the best set here in the game. And I'll say the promos are rated kind of low. The next set is rated a little higher, though it's not rated as highly as some of the previous sets by you, the viewers, but is rated the top set by me. And this one is a big jump. The Scarlet Violet promos had a score of 789. The next set here has a score of 1,222. Yeah, that's a big jump. The rest of them were going up by no more than like 50 or 100, which is meaningful, but like not crazy jumps. But yeah, this is a huge jump, and Ace Prismatic Evolutions. Yeah, this one, if you don't count the reprints, it's terrible. If you do count the reprints, it's absurd. Yeah, you got Badu, which is good, and that's a new card. That's like the only good new card in the set. There's some others that are okay, I think, but I don't even remember what they are. But then you look and you're like, oh, it's Dragapult EX. Oh, it's like Professor's Research. It's Carmen, which is solid. Trapagos EX. You got the Drakeflow. You got the Eevee stuff. Obviously, you got the Dunsparce. You got the Ogerpons. You have Buggy Dory. You have like a bunch of Paradox Pokemon. I mean, it's just absurd. There's so many like really really good cards in the set to the point where we actually got the half year Havoc format, and I was like, this is not good enough as a format because it's a format which is just like standard because like most of the good cards in the game are in this set. Yeah, this set is absurd. Except it's so weird, right? Because it's mostly reprints. You also see, I think, some cards that might just be special arts. I'm not actually sure if that's true though. But anyways, it's a really really strong set if you look at it. So tell me down below in the comments if you enjoyed this video or if it was just like not satisfying. Also, sorry about my voice. I'm a little, as I said, busy. I'm kind of frantic, but I'm really excited to take a look at more stuff in the future. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the good stuff so you don't miss out on it. And as Osmond said, see you in the next video.